Happy Easter, everyone. This is our April update for Our Lady of the Mountains Catholic Church construction update. As you can see, I'm wearing a hard hat, which means progress. So we're going to start walking the campus here, but here you can get a whole sense of how much work is going on our rather large campus. So it's all very exciting. So they're pretty much wrapping up the storm drainage system. Now we're going to be walking all around and taking a look at that and seeing just how large of a deal that is, because that's what's been holding us up, that with the rock, having to hammer through the rock. But hopefully they'll be done with this in the next couple of weeks, the storm drainage system, and then we'll be off to the races even more so. I want to show you though first, this is a sample of what the base of the church will look like. Of course, above will be stucco, but the base will be brick. So that's a sample of it. And so the color brick is meant to complement the limestone some of the limestone that will be used in other parts of the building. So at any rate, that's exciting to see. But if we kind of keep coming up this way, you'll see a lot of these yellow plastic things, and all that's part of bringing the water off of our property. See, our property is very high for the area, which is both good and bad. Good because a church should be at one of the highest points, right? It's the most important of the buildings, but the difficulty comes with having to deal with the water. And so essentially what we've had to do is have 3 separate storm drainage systems. And so we've been needing to hammer through the rock in order to get it deep enough. And so anyway, this is one of the systems here. And so it's pretty much right underneath the driveway that will be coming onto our property between the old church and the new church. And you just get a sense how deep this goes. I'm not jumping down there because I don't know if I'll be able to get up. But this area here is the last bit of rock that they need to hammer out. Now, luckily, we haven't had to blast, so that's a cost savings there. We're very grateful for that. But of course, there are other costs that find their way in. But that's the last bit of rock, so hopefully it's really just one more day's of work in order to get that completed. And then the storm drainage system will be put in. You'll see an example of what these things look like in some of the other systems that are a bit more complete. So we'll just keep walking. This is the hammer, by the way. So yeah, it feels like the ground's shaking when that thing's working. These also give you a sense of the scale of the storm drainage system, just the water being brought in and then eventually filtered out. So, I mean, it's very, very sizable. And we'll see them as they're being placed in the ground. All right, so we are actually in the middle of the church right now. But as we're walking along, Tom, if you can show the power lines which go across our property, those will be taken down. And so that was a kind of a long conversation, but we eventually came to the determination that really we need to go underground with our power. And actually, that's something they started today on farther north on the property. We don't need to go film that, but they're digging out the trench there for the power to go back to the offices. Anyway, so those power lines will be coming down soon. Let's see what's the best way forward over there. What you see them working on over here is a second storm drainage system. And actually, he's pretty close to finishing it. This is a great day actually to be filming because you get a sense of everything that's involved. All right, so as you can tell, he's putting rocks on top of the system. Of course, there are rocks at the very bottom of the system, and you see the cement cylinder. That's where a water intake is. Actually, why don't we go ahead and walk over here. Careful as you navigate your way through the I'm told the guy operating this is a Baptist, and to be careful, he may run me over, so I'll keep my eye out on him. So this is where the water is going to be coming in, and it's got to take, all the water from our property's got to go somewhere. And so this is where it goes in, and you see that it will work its way, sort of like a snake, on 3 different rows of this, the yellow piping, essentially. And so that's where we're going to catch all the storm water, and then on the other side is where it's going to come out. But this is just the 2 of the 3 systems, so it's kind of sizable. Now, an interesting conversation, a further comment before I forget. We won't have to do any more storm drainage systems for the future. So if we're eventually Parish Hall or whatever we want to do, we're not going to need another system. So we are planning long term for this. And so we needed to do it now, but it has the added benefit of helping us later as well. So basically, this is in the middle of our lawn, which we will have. And you're going to see the lawn's going to come off, or begin to taper down towards the road here. And then we have still even more land. And this is what I'm actually really excited about, because I said we have such great land. Let's make the most of it. We'll have a great lawn up here, but then also we'll try to make the most of this area here. So having it sort of tiered down as we go towards North 5th Street. So and we got to figure out exactly how that's going to look. If that's going to go by steps down, if we're going to put any furniture, the landscaping. And so by them having to do this now, that's really forcing the conversation now as well. How exactly is this area going to look? And so they're looking to have this covered and grass planted in the coming weeks. So this whole campus is going to look significantly different just in a couple of weeks. So hopefully by this time next month with the next update video. I think we'll keep going this way since he's that way, but you can just kind of get a sense of how big of a system these things are, and what has been, in a way, delaying us. So much storm water, it's got to go somewhere, and you can't just put it anywhere. It's got to be thought through. And so this is what we've been working on. That, and of course the rock, in order for us to be able to do this. So on the other side here will be where the water comes out, and it is what it is. So no further comment needed. We're going to walk over to the last system. Let's see which way to go. Maybe we'll go up this way. Careful your foot there. Yep. All right, and so this 3rd system is probably the one that's most complete. So the second one was sort of in the middle of being completed, and the first one needed the most work. You're kind of getting a sense of how these things look sequentially. All right, so it doesn't look like much other than gravel, but underneath that is the 3rd storm drainage system. And so it's pretty much complete. The gravel pretty much marks the end of our parking lot. So now you can get a sense of where the parking lot's going to be, from all the way to that corner to basically where the power line is, the light pole. And so this is where the parking's going to be. Of course, we're still hoping that somebody will sponsor the asphalting of the parking lot. So think about all of what our Lord has given you, and consider if that person is you. It's going to be gravel at first, but I trust we'll be able to asphalt it, hopefully before too long. All right, bit of a workout. So as we're coming to the end of our parking lot, this is it's the outline of our church. And right now it looks like a moat, and maybe we're building a castle in the middle of it, but at any rate, this is going to be the back corners of the church. And you can't really tell, I mean, how the church looks from that end because there's so much stuff there. But yeah, that's it's pretty much it. Tom, am I missing anything? There's just so much going on right now, which is a good problem to have. Well, I'd say that's it for our April update video, and I definitely look forward to this time next month giving a May update video. This place should look wildly different, and so thank you all for all of your support. Appreciate you, and you'll be my prayers. Keep praying for this project, and see you next month. God bless.